survivor. I'm a survivor, survivor. Who will be the ultimate survivor? Let's find out when you spend a day in our shoes. All you creators, our sanctuary is waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor, survivor. I'm a survivor.
Hold on. I'm working on the porch of the RV, the JL Motel. And as I'm sitting here working on a video, I'm looking across at Jamie with Roman. A little bit jealous. I'm a little bit jealous. That's my horse. And there's Val, who's my other horse. But that's not the point. The thing is, Jamie is actually working around the feet of Roman. He's letting her pick up his feet. And that is something that I never thought I would see. We saw how Courtney struggled when she come out to do his hooves. That's our farrier. And she struggled tremendously and was only able to get a little bit around the front feet, and he wouldn't let her touch his back. And Jamie is over there brushing all, I think you guys call them the feathers, all of the fluffy stuff. And I think that's a huge step. That's like a huge step. Guys, I'm not trying to be a pee-pat, but I guess I am. I guess I am pee-patting her. But no, I joke and say that Roman's my horse because I love him. But no, these horses belong to us. So in saying so, that what she's doing right there by being able to get down around his feet is a huge step in the right direction. And yeah, maybe I'm a little bit jealous, but it's jealous in a good way. And you're supposed... I said jealous in a good way.
I also heard you say us. For everybody that missed that, they're our horses, not. Say it with me, Lester.
What are we saying here?
You know exactly what we're saying.
Thank you all for being so kind in all of the comments. And what's wrong? Listen, stop making that face. You're gonna let flies in, as the Brits would say. How do I move that away? As the Brits would say, you're gonna catch flies. Catching flies, are we? No, I will say, could you give me that Pepsi over there? I will say that I kind of feel like, even though all of the animals are ours, I feel like the ones that I spend more time with, I feel a little bit more possessive over. And that's normal. It's the same way it would be. Okay, well, you know what? How about any of you moms or dads who found yourself as the primary caregiver? Now, let's be honest for a minute. When you find yourself as a primary caregiver, you find yourself making all the decisions for that child. That means if you feel like, you know what, this child needs this or with this or with this, so you sometimes take a little bit more. And so, yeah, it's not so much ownership official. That's besides the point. You did a really neat thing. Talk about the neat thing, Jamie, the neat thing that I pee-patted.
It was actually a long time coming. Oh, yeah. Cheers to the Pepsi Zero.
Pepsi Zero, cheers.
On a Sunday night.
It's so wonderful that as long as you're drinking sugar-free, you can eat whatever the heck you want to. I can eat donuts and boy, but my drink is zero sugar. And I feel a little bit embarrassed.
It doesn't subtract the calories from everything else, but it doesn't add. So that's why we count it like that. No, so today my goals were Sunday morning. I wanted to go spend time with those horses. I did not bring my camera out initially, and I just wanted to, I walked out with the brush. And Roman, of all horses, was like eyeballing me, which is very strange. And I found myself spending a lot of time grooming him. And he, just in that video as well, he told me where he wanted me to scratch and brush. And then what?
No, just let Monica, I I know where you sleep. Not really.
That would be like me saying that Ruby's mine.
What were you had a great story going.
Anyway, he was pointing to me on what he wanted me to do, and he kept like stomping his front foot. So I just like started to go down. And normally when you go somewhere that Roman doesn't want to go, Roman leaves you. And Roman didn't leave. And I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And before I knew it, he let me pick up all 4 of his feet today. And I didn't try to halter him. I didn't do anything. The one trick that I did pull is I had a lead rope hanging from my neck the whole time. And I had Val's halter laying next to me. My intention really was eventually to pull Val out and check her leg and do those things. But it is wild that Roman didn't want me to leave. In fact, in the video that I made later, I had to hide the brush because Roman wouldn't leave me alone, which was really adorable.
Answer this question from Renee right quick. Will Roman or Val's hair ever grow long, like the tail, like the other horses?
Val, their manes are both growing, but it's not very common for Clydesdales to have that. And both Val and Roman's tails were docked. That's sort of a thing for their breed because they are working horses. And when they're pulling, they don't want their tails to get caught. So the bone of their tails, sadly, has been cut. They will never be hair that grows down to the ground because their tail itself is much shorter than the rest of the horses. The other thing that you have to know is that Gem and Talus their breed is like massive hair. So they're genetically modified, or their genes produce a ton of hair versus Rita and Storm and even Bucky's, whose hair breaks off at a certain point. Kind of like mine. Like this right here, I'm in denial. I need to cut this because it's all broken. The bulk of my hair it stops here. It grows like crazy, but it breaks off. So that's what typically will happen to Val and Roman's hair. That's just normal, breakaway that happens basically. But the better that their gut is, the more that their hair will grow. So when their digestive system produces the right amount of everything, the rest of their body responds very naturally, which is why they both have beautiful flowing manes right now, even for a Clydesdale and a Belgian draft.
Yeah.
That was a long answer. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm glad that you answered. But I will just say, because there's so many people in the comments who are talking about it, just that obviously Roman is big news today. Everyone's kind of jumped on board the hip hip hooray for Roman bandwagon with him getting our first completed stall over at the JL Ranch. If you've not seen that video, we posted that today on I'm a Survivor Sanctuary YouTube. And that is a Roman stall is complete. And as of right now, we have the fellow working on Val's stall, which will hopefully be good to go by this upcoming weekend.
Is that one? I didn't know about the deadline. I was scared to ask because it is a lot of work.
It is, but we paid for 2. We paid for 2 stalls. And I'm just going to clarify that real fast, guys. This is not a freebie. And this is quite expensive.
Hoping that they're forever though. Hoping that, we built them strong enough. And that was when I was looking at the ideas, I had to really, think about, we have really big, strong horses. I also had to be able to match certain metals and then make it within Uriel's capabilities.
Level of expertise. And it's still a beginner level.
With the tools that we had, and make sure it wasn't too heavy. There's so many things that went into this. So it's beautiful, and it will last, hopefully, our lifetime.
Hope so.
And I'm really proud of the design and the way that it actually came to fruition and turned out, because you just don't know until you get in there and do it, and then you hope.
Yeah, I learned so much about different types of welding machines, and you get your MIG welders and your arc welders and your tack weld. I mean, oh my God, more than I ever thought I would need to know.
See,
about
I think
stuff.
I could do tack welding, but I don't think I could do the other two things. Like, to me, tack welding looks like hot gluing, extra hot
Extra
gluing.
hot. But no, we're pleased. And as of now, it looks like everything's going to be fine. I really, I'm excited to get Val's stall.
Me too.
Because once we get both Val and Roman into a stall, then I don't think that we can let the other horses probably come in to eat. They don't have to stay out in the pasture somewhere. Gemma, I'm not real sure about. I don't know what we're going to do with that little munchkin, but you all saw that we had to build her own little room, her little
I think
room.
that if we build, even if we get the backs and the sides done in the next phase without getting the fronts done, that would still give them, no?
That would be a horrible idea, because then you could have someone pinned in. So if you have Val and Rita, for example, who go at each other, then one of them could get pinned into a corner. So I would be kind of nervous. Right now, with having all that open, no one can really get pinned in anything. You know what I'm saying? They can have room to run, right? But if we enclose it without having a face on it, and they can end up pinning each other in somehow, then we're in all kinds of trouble. We wouldn't want that. But anyway, things are going so good with Roman. But we do have we are worried about one of our babies. You want to talk about that one real fast? And that's kind of important.
Yeah, Ernie is Ernie looks worse today than he did 2 weeks ago. And I know that we were unsure of the amount of dewormer that he got, even though I was pretty confident. His tongue is more pale today than it was before, and his stool is loose, and I'm just not
Well, Jamie noticed his behavior was different earlier today when we did the feed up. And so it wasn't until she went back after the Longhorn games were over to do a more thorough inspection, and she came back with kind of like, "Ooh, he's not looking too good."
Yeah, so I always judge. This sounds silly, but my like final judgment, because in the middle of the day when it's warm outside, it's hard to judge their demeanor because they could just be napping, they could be hot, all those things. But my judgment of Ernie is when I go to spray the hose, does he come to it? And number two, when he does come to it, if he drinks, what color is his tongue? Because his tongue color tells me about his blood level. And it was pretty pale. And I hadn't seen it that pale since a few weeks after he got home from A&M. So I went ahead and treated with a different dewormer tonight. I also gave him an iron supplement, and we will watch him closely. The next phase would be that we have to take him to A&M, and then we have to consider a blood transfusion again.
So you just got to remind people, because people are going to forget. There's probably people who are screaming right now, how come he's not at the vet's office, right? Guys, alpaca or unique? And you can jump in and fill everybody in on this, but alpaca are unique in the fact that the stress that they go through in being loaded or trailered, moved somewhere, leaving their herd, it can be more detrimental than what can their sickness.
Yeah.
And so we've known for a while that the barber pole it's pretty rampant.
And Ernie's kind of like a carrier. He's way more susceptible than everybody else is. And they're hard to treat. They're resistant to meds, all of those things. But the ride to A&M has to be where his life here is in critical. There's no other choice. And that is where we have to make the decision.
Just remember that when we brought him home from A&M last year, it was because he was like just miserable. He was sick.
Not miserable, like in such distress that he was causing more harm to himself.
He was sick on the inside, but he was also emotionally like just could not. And the vet said that, hey, do the stool samples. We'll send the meds with you. You administer them. You're doing it, and you're doing it all here instead of over there where he's all stressed and freaked out. So we're going to continue to work with him. I left those 4 panels of the horse round pen out there to catch Ernie if we need to, but we can catch Ernie without hardly anything. He's really easy. Yeah. But we're going to keep giving him the meds and taking the stool samples in and giving whatever we can. But to load him up and to take him back to A&M or anywhere is would be the very last resort.
Yeah.
And I don't think that people understand that, but it's just
because even a blood transfusion only lasts for a certain amount of time, and then it takes almost a year for them to rebuild their red blood cells. So that ride in has to be like a last ditch effort, and even then
there's no guarantee you have alpacas available. Last year there was none hardly available for transfusions because everybody was sick.
Yes. So we're hoping that I dewormed with a different dewormer today, which is what we used for years and years. And even though they say barber pole's resistant to that and it may not work now, I'm taking it back old school, because what we just gave is the one that everyone believes is also resistant, and it's kind of like a touch and go. So that, in addition to the iron supplement, I'm hoping that gives him a boost. I will also give him some B complex tomorrow. I have to run and pick some up because we're out. And then I'm changing up his diet a little bit to add some more alfalfa to it, which is protein, which is also the number one thing that's full of iron and fiber to be able to help him produce more red blood cells. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, but I just think it's important that we emphasize and remind folks that alpaca are unique in the fact that they do better. He will heal and recover a whole lot better here than he would be off in some stall at some medical facility. No matter how wonderful the programs are, he did not do well being away last year.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's hard to know that's been almost a year already. July will be an entire year. It's hard to realize an entire year's gone by, but I can really not think of any time during this past year that I thought he looked like he was in the pinnacle of health. No. He's always, the entire year, has looked sickly and acted sickly.
It's been a rough year for Ernie. It's been a rough year for Ernie.
Yeah. I think a lot of us are that way. Some years we can get down with something and it feels like we've been sick all the darn time. And I feel like Ernie has never really fully recovered. So to see him kind of not looking too well right now is like, it's not a shock. I'm sorry to say it. It's not, but I'm not shocked. If y'all can understand that, I'm not shocked.
Because of how low his immune system got and everything in his body got, like it is really hard for them to recover. And vets make jokes. They call them the animals that are made from spare parts. And they have parts from something like 9 different animals. And that sounds really silly, but their anatomy is so unique that it doesn't align with every other thing. Like they have like a spleen and a liver that comes from this, and they have a neck that comes from this, and they have stomachs that come, that are ruminant and things like that. So it is dynamically hard. And there are very few studies and very few specialties that are around alpaca and llama, but specifically alpaca. So we're doing what we think is right. And as far as somebody said, why can't you just get the medicine that A&M did? That's what we're the medicine that they gave him last year was an iron supplement, B complex, and the specific dewormer. So that is what I did. And the only thing that can't be done here is a blood transfusion. That takes a lot of equipment. It takes sedation. Like it's not easy at all to do. It's not a field capable event. So that has to be life or death. And even that brings their level up. So let's say that Ernie, I'm going to use round numbers here of 10. Okay. So let's say that Ernie's at a 2 and the transfusion brings him up to a 7. The ride home from that transfusion will bring him back down maybe to a 1.
Yeah. The stress.
So it is hard. It is so hard. So, we're just, doing what we can, but it was a tough thing to see today, because my pulse check on Ernie has been like his demeanor's sluggish, but then when I'd see his tongue, I'm like, it's not that bad. He's still pretty pink. He was not pink today. And that's where it got kind of scary for me.
Yeah. So we're not trying to, change the mood of the live. Started off really positive with Roman and you guys being so proud for Roman. And thank you for that. because Roman deserves to be happy and to have his own place. And he has one now, absolutely. But we wanted to go ahead and talk about Ernie so that you guys are at least aware. We don't like to have to, share all the bad news, but Ernie's not doing too good.
And as a precaution, we treated the whole herd today. Because all I can think about is we've had a lot of rain and humidity causes the parasites to go rampant. And even though we treated animals,
sure, the warmth does too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's been rain and then humid, so they cook. They literally cook. And even though they're in a pasture where no goats have been to distribute that, it doesn't matter. It can be from so many things. So we're just gonna see. Like we're just gonna wait and see. But everybody got a iron boost today, and everybody got a different dewormer, and we'll bump that up with some B12 and some extra green hay and go from there.
So we have a plan. We're just going to see what happens. You guys, thank you for thinking about Ernie. All right. So what else is going on? I can't wait to see your video tomorrow. Can I talk a little bit about it?
A little bit. Yeah. My YouTube it got hijacked this weekend.
Not in a bad way, but B Grace, Brinley, when we went over and had our family workday yesterday over at Honey Hill, Brinley's phone was running low. So she wanted to use Jamie's phone. And Jamie goes, well, you can, but first you have to make me a video.
Yeah.
And she goes, what kind of, and Jamie goes, well, I just want a video of what's going on. So that little girl took that phone and away she goes. And I would love just to share it and show you all and laugh with you. But what a wonderful video that little girl made.
But let's be honest here. It was good.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it was
real
legitimately good. And she did multiple takes until she got the lighting right. And like I cannot wait to share this video with you because number one, it's adorable, but it is mature beyond her age. Yeah. And it was funny because she's like, can I use your phone to watch YouTube? And I said, well, I have to use my phone to make a video. So you're welcome to watch YouTube, but one of us has to make a video. So either I'm going to do it while I'm working or you can do it while I'm working. And then you can go back to watching your YouTube. And she put her little heart into it. And it is not like a little kid video. I'm fully impressed. So tomorrow is going to be awesome.
She's so sassy is the best way I can put it. I guess she watches lots of videos, probably watches lots of teenagers. And I'm not talking any smack over here, but it's like, hey, y'all. And she's like fixing her hair. And so Brinley here, today we're at Honey Hill. And she's like fixing her hair. And
Brinley's 9, I think, right?
And she's like doing that thing that younger girls will do. And it's cute, but you can tell she watches a lot of videos, and she's learning way young how to make herself look cute, how to do her hair.
That's the normal thing now. And 9-year-old girls watch videos about makeup and skincare and hair care. I joke with Stephanie because when Stephanie's out of things to clean her face, because we both use just like a makeup wipe or whatever. Yeah. She's like, I got to go down to Alora's room to get some moisturizer and stuff because Alora has better skincare products because they watch and they educate themselves. Like this sounds really funny. I was saying yesterday how I felt like I had a pimple coming on, and Brinley's like, oh, if you use some, I forget what she called it, hyaluronic acid or something like that. Yeah, it was like, and it was the right answer. I don't even remember what she said, but it was the right answer. I looked at Sister Kim and she was like, I don't know. There are some moments yesterday that are so hilarious, and I'm so excited about tomorrow's video. Like I keep starting to edit it and I stop to share with you.
Lester, I'm like, come look. Oh my God, look. And I'm like, Jamie.
It's like finding your phone after your friends had it for a while and knowing what they did, except for my friend is a 9-year-old and she videoed everything going on there. It was so special. And I just can't wait because the Brinley of the old days was the one who cried because her dress itched or, just wanted to go in and get a snack from the cabinet or, load her pockets with candy to go home or would show up on her little 4-wheeler unannounced and didn't tell anybody where she was going. And this little Brinley is not so little anymore. And it just makes me really proud. Really, really proud.
The last time I think that I've worked around her with anything to do with videos was our Christmas last year, the Grinch. And she was the Who, one of the Who's or whatever.
Yeah.
And even then she was really cute, but she was very bossy and she wanted it to go this way.
She wasn't bossy.
She was trying to be a director. She was like, and I'm like, wait a minute, little girl, I'm the director here. Well,
listen, bossy girls grow up to be leaders, strong leaders. Just saying.
Okay.
That's how that happens. No, it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And I can't wait for y'all to see it. And then I don't want to embarrass her, but the outtakes are just as good. Like they're so entertaining. It's going to be okay though. I know that she's waiting and wanting to watch it.
Someone said that Jake and Lissa shared with them the news. Now that's not what I heard. I heard that Jake was caught off guard because my dad spilled the beans.
That did happen.
And then I think that Jake was a little bit upset about that because that was like a big moment for he and Lissa, and for my dad to spill it. But here's what I told Jim: I says Jake can't be mad because Jake has spilled more beans from the hill than I think anybody has.
That's still they can be mad. That's a really big deal.
That's a big
life
deal.
moment.
That is a life moment.
And it I feel bad. I do, because I feel like those are big life moments that you should share. I don't think it was intentional or malicious.
No. I don't either. I don't think it was done on purpose. But here's the thing. And I've said this before, when I was the only person making videos, life was easy because I could video whatever I wanted to. And it was always my story to tell. It was always my story because I was the only one telling stories. And then all of a sudden, Dad begins to make videos, and Jamie's making videos, and Ellie's doing videos, and Jake's doing videos. And all of a sudden, now we all have differing perspectives. We may have videoed on the same property, but we're trying to break it down by who's going to cover this and who's going to cover that and who's going to cover this. Jamie and I still do that with each other now. Certain moments, I'll be like, hey, you do this one, I'll do that one, you do this one. And we kind of can, alternate back and forth. But no, you're right. That was a big story. That was a big video moment for Jake and Lissa. And somehow my dad beat them to it. But
I'm sure that he didn't think that they hadn't been revealed yet, but I just
probably not.
That's what I imagine, because
Anyway, congratulations to Jake and Lissa. And I really do not know how much we can and can't say, because we know when it's going to be born, the date, we know all that stuff, but I don't know how much Jake has said.
We're not talking anymore about it. We're only sharing.
We're not going to talk anymore about it. Okay. And so if you guys are all asking me, is it going to be a boy or a girl? I've not had a chance to talk to Jake low key yet, but I will let you know once I talk to Jake. But I'm pretty sure that I know it's going to be a boy.
My God.
What's wrong? I just know these things. Okay. And I will say right now, I've also said that Xander is going to have a little, can I talk about that?
Sure.
I've also said that Xander will have a little girl, and I know these things. So I haven't been wrong yet, ever.
My grandma's never been wrong.
Your grandma has a different science than what I use, though.
She's the grandma science.
The grandma science.
Yeah.
She was at how low the belly looks or how high the baby's riding in the tummy before she makes her determination.
Nope.
No.
She just knows.
No.
She has the grandma
she
science.
She just knows.
So apparently Jake and Lissa did say December 15th.
Okay.
Is their due date. But the video that Jake posted after everyone went down that path with him was really adorable, of how they told Brinley. And if you haven't seen that clip, you should, because it was genuine joy. And the most, for me, it was a very mature response from a little girl. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah. That was the one that Jake shared with the family, right?
Yes.
Yeah, believe it or not, guys, we have a family messenger that goes around. We can usually find out stuff about each other a little bit before you guys do. Not always.
Not much.
Not always. Not when my dad has a camera going.
Shoot, your mom's just as bad.
Oh my God, my mom is worse. I think.
Yeah.
My mom is worse. Actually, my mom cannot. We've always joked that okay, sometimes people have a secret that you want to have leaked. You want to leak a secret. And we all know that if you have a secret that you want it to get leaked, you tell my mom. And it will get leaked.
Or you tell Lester.
No, I've learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson.
Have you?
Yes.
What was your final lesson?
When I don't want to say that betrayal word. I hate to say I was betrayed, but when I tell people that this is between you and I, it's between you and I. It's not to go email Jamie. And that's when I learned my lesson.
Oh, there.
Because it wasn't just, you weren't just waiting to tell her on a live. You have to go email her and tell her things that I say. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's the last time I reveal anything. So I'm not mad. I'm just saying. Feel a little bit hurt. Okay. A little betrayed.
Did you just make yourself the victim when you shared a secret?
Yes. Yes.
Just calling that out for everyone here, that it's your fault that he shared the secret.
I'm getting better. Okay?
Apparently.
All I will say is I am getting better. I'm getting so much better. And for the person who's asked about the challenge that Cog Hill challenged me, guys, I've already done that. I answered that challenge. Cog Hill released his challenge on last Saturday at noon. And then I went last Saturday night and got baptized. So I've been there. I've done the challenge. Can we call it that? Because it was pretty icy, y'all. That doesn't count. That doesn't count, Jamie. Being baptized does not count as
that doesn't count.
The ice bucket challenge.
No, I have plans for you.
Gosh darn it.
I have plans for Lester's Ice Bucket Challenge, but we got a little busy this weekend.
No, we've been everyone's just, no, it doesn't count. That's not the same.
No.
I've been washing the blood of the lamb, y'all. I've been washing the blood. Don't make me start singing it because I will sing it.
Oh my God.
I'll start
it doesn't
singing
count. He has to fulfill it.
Nice try, Lester.
But yesterday we were at Jake's. Then you took the boys out to dinner. Then today we had a few hours with the horses over there. Then the Longhorn
first of all,
games.
you and I have been at Jake's all week.
That's true.
So you guys know we haven't talked about it.
Yeah, we didn't share that. We have been keeping secrets from you.
As a matter of fact, I even said I've even told people I cannot tell you where I'm at. They're like, we know where you're at. We know where you're at. I'm like, I will not say where I'm at. And I've not said at all, even though I've taken little snippets of videos of work that we've been doing over at Jake's all week long, putting them in little snippets of my videos.
So I didn't take a single video because I was not going to reveal any of the secret until yesterday, which was the big secret. The big secret was the family workday.
Yeah.
And we didn't tell Jake that either. Or Alyssa.
Well, it was a surprise.
Yes. So we orchestrated a family work day at Honey Hill to be able to just help catch up.
That's all it was. Jake never asked for help.
Jake will never ask for help.
Jake doesn't ask for help. But we know just from being around that he was getting behind, and because he's been busy. Well,
and Junior got sick. So like very sick this week. They were in the ER one night. And you know, when your kid's sick and you still have all these other farm things to do, everything else that falls behind those things get behind. And we know that it's going to be summer here soon and be hot.
Ooh, and that is why I was
hard
all
to work
for
in
let's
that time.
do it now. Let's do it now. I'm not doing it in August.
Because a few hours of people who know what they're doing, and this is not a degrade at Jake. I'm just saying that, like, I don't mean to brag, but I'm pretty good at cleaning.
Yeah, well,
no. I can pick things up and I can shuffle. I'm not good at construction, but I can.
Pretty good. So I think that everyone who showed up had brought their own area of expertise, their own skill set. And that made it go really fast. We were only there for 4 hours, but I feel like we got a lot accomplished.
I feel like we did. We like, and anybody who's ever been in a circumstance where you take a lot of pride in doing it on your own, and you get into these projects, and at some point in time, sometimes those projects look so overwhelming that you don't know where to start because you've gotten to a point where you can't do this because of this, or you can't do this because of that. And I don't know, we just felt like if it was us and it was our place, boy, it sure would be nice to have just to be able to think clear a little bit and be able to just do a few things. So I don't even know if he's seen it yet. Do you?
I don't know if he's seen it yet. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know.
Yeah. So we full on like we did that all in secret. So
well, he knows because he saw
Yeah.
the video, and so he and I have talked, but I don't think he's gone over there yet. But I don't know. No, but listen, it looks beautiful over there when everything's cleaned up and it's mowed and weed eated, and all the limbs that were hanging so low got all cut. That place is really, really pretty, and I'm excited for the future of Honey Hill.
Oh, it's a beautiful piece of property, and
Ponds, pasture,
and you know, we had a lot of rain in the last 2 weeks, and just there was a lot going on, and we know how fast things can get away here whenever you don't do everything all day every day. So
Yeah.
it was just we thought it was a nice gesture, and I had fun doing it. I don't know about you, but it was fun. And we also this week, while you were doing the beginning of the fencing, we tried Honey Island General Store hamburgers.
Yes.
And oh my gosh,
they were good.
they were really good.
Yeah, Jake's gonna probably blow up once they start living there full time because that's the only place to eat. There's nowhere else to eat anywhere close to there.
There's a Dollar General about 5 miles the other way,
Yeah,
but there's no like drive through or
No.
anything like that. It's just burgers
So-
at Honey Island.
Honey Island is the name of the little city. They named their ranch or their farm, their homestead, Honey Hill,
Yes.
which is cute,
Yeah.
after Honey Island.
Well, after Honey, they call each other Honey.
Well, that's right. They have
Yeah.
weird pet names. They call each other Honey.
We call each
But-
other Babe.
But what I'm saying is, there's only one place to eat in that entire little area, and they have amazing burgers.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're low fat. I don't suspect they're low fat burgers, and so
They were good. And when I stopped there, you don't know this, so we drove separate because I had a lot of the smaller stuff and Lester had the tractor. On the way home, I had Trixie and I needed to use the restroom because there isn't one at Honey Hill yet. So I stopped in there at the Honey Island General Store, and boy, was I tempted to order lunch. And I didn't realize that they had onion rings also, like homemade onion rings on the menu. And now I'm like, well, we got to go back this week because Lester's got more fencing to do over there. So,
this Jamie says Jamie Cakes.
hi, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. And yes, Jamie Cakes is Jamie's nickname.
What else you got going on? What's brewing on your agenda this week?
I have to go to my doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and that's going to cut my live a little bit short. I'll still do it, but I won't have as much time to hang out like I like to, unless I go a little bit earlier. Maybe I'll do that. But I have to go to the tax office on Monday, tomorrow. I have to return that tractor tomorrow. I have to go doctor's appointment on Tuesday. We're still working at Jake's on the fencing, so that's going to be an ongoing project for a while, because when you go over, you don't go over to spend 8 or 9, 10 hours a day. But Kathleen goes, "Oh, is it time for more butt pellets?" Kathleen,
Don't encourage him.
Kathleen, your days are coming, sweetheart. I don't know you, Kathleen, but your days are coming. I promise you. It may not be butt pellets, but it will be something.
Oh my God.
What? It'll be something.
You're going to get us kicked off of YouTube.
She said butt pellets, not me. I'm not mad. But anyway, my appointment is
By the way,
Tuesday.
did you do the settings on adult only on YouTube, or did you do all of those pre-settings for us? No? Okay, great. Awesome. We're getting kicked off
Well,
YouTube
our
for sure.
channels are always set. Our channels are set up that way. So, yeah, I did all this. I
Oh.
set it all up. I
Oh.
even put pictures on mine. I even put default. Well, you have the default picture.
Sheesh.
I'm just curious, what channel are y'all watching on?
Yeah.
How many are watching on From Suits to Boots? How many's watching on Longhorn Lesters? And how many are watching on I'm a Survivor Sanctuary? That's what I would love to see, because you guys are only seeing comments on the channel that you're on. No, I know you're on YouTube. We're only on YouTube, but which channel on YouTube?
Most of the people are on Longhorn Lesters, looks like.
I see Suits to Boots or Longhorn Lesters. I feel like we don't have as many watching on I'm a Survivor, but it doesn't matter. We're all watching the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the exact same thing, but you're only able to see comments on the channel, the actual page that you're watching on.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
So you are going to your doctor on Tuesday. I have quarterly meetings in Houston all day Tuesday.
Which means I will probably swing by and get me some Chinese fried rice for lunch from a Mexican restaurant, because there's this Mexican.
That's the weirdest restaurant. I don't like it at all.
Hold on.
To be honest with you,
they have a mariachi band, and you had no complaints.
I like the mariachi
when the mariachi
band.
band come and sang to you. You thought it was beautiful.
It was beautiful, but I don't like the food.
Colores, de colores que vista los ojos en la primavera. Those trumpets, and listen, those guys don't care if you're over there trying to have a nice quiet meal. The table next to you, if they pay $5 to hear the mariachi, those guys get right up in your beeswax. And oh my God, you have to kind of turn and look, and you're just like, but in real life, you're saying, oh my God, that's so loud.
And then it's not just like a song and a chorus, like a verse and a chorus. It's the whole song.
Oh yeah, they do whole songs.
And if you are like me and only understand some conversational Spanish, the whole song makes no sense to you. And at the end of it, I'm like, Lester, was that a love song? He's like, actually, it's about somebody dying. Oh, cool. Great. No, it actually is. It is neat to be able to go and experience that. I just don't like the food there. That's just not my favorite food at all. And I'm not.
Well, like I said, I get Chinese fried rice from this Spanish restaurant.
My point, exactly.
Crazy, but
what's it called? An ocean area or something like that? But hold
on, yeah, that means oyster house, but it's in Spanish. But
yeah,
listen,
well, it smells like
I will say this: it is the best Chinese fried rice from any restaurant that I've been to. Am I right on about that?
It's your favorite.
It's my favorite Chinese fried rice. I just don't know why it comes from a Mexican restaurant, but it is what it is.
I think it has to be the oil that they use, because the oil does not taste like normally in fried rice. I think, don't they use like sunflower oil or something like that? It's different at this restaurant, but it is not. And I am not a picky eater. I can eat fajitas from anywhere, but they don't have fajitas on their menu. Why does a Mexican restaurant not have fajitas on their menu, but they have fried rice?
Listen, don't knock it, friends. Don't knock
Sesame oil. Thank you. Yes. So normally it's sesame oil. It's not sesame oil at this one, which is probably also why I don't know what it is, but it's very different.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, Monday's Cinco de Mayo, apparently. So we have to go eat somewhere, one of the local Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo.
Maybe you could go to Poncho's.
Don't tempt me, because I will. And I have friends to go with me.
Sweet
now.
Jesus.
I have Boy George and Eugene are both right out there.
Yeah, well, good luck keeping their freaking body parts on. And their clothes on.
They don't want to stay dressed anymore.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how Eugene has ever made it in public, because Regina's having a hard time. All I'm going to tell you is about Regina's about ready to experience glue and duct tape in places that she doesn't know about.
I think you'd probably just put little wood screws and she goes, zoop, zoop,
it's
and
not going to
that
hold
arm
anything.
is never moving again. All of a sudden she'd be like this over here forever.
No, she's going to be glued.
Zoop, zoop.
I'm going to straight up glue her together.
And she's there. Zoop, zoop. And they're there.
Yeah. I don't. She's about ready to get some cosmetic things done, and she's gonna have a frozen shoulder and all of that, and her hip replacement's just gonna be some duct tape holding her together. Hot mess. But yeah, so I guess we'll have to have some Mexican food to celebrate tomorrow. Even though, do you know that Cinco de Mayo is not a Spanish holiday? Is that what I heard? It's not a Mexican holiday at all. It's like an American Mexican holiday.
No, that's not true.
What is it then?
I know everything about Cinco de Mayo.
What is? I know it's the 5th of May, but what's it in celebration of?
It is not Independence Day, if that's what you were thinking.
No.
Cinco de Mayo is the day that the peasants of Mexico stood up and held their ground against the French. When the French, yes, it was the French who were coming to the little town of Puebla, Mexico, is where they docked, and they were marching ashore, and the Mexican
Army. So it really
army
is of significance then.
Oh, of great significance.
I didn't know that, because I really thought
if it were not for this group of peasants who held off the French soldiers for as long as they did until Mexican army could arrive, then more than likely Mexico would belong to the French and not the Mexicans.
I had no idea, because everything I'd ever heard was like,
it's not
they don't
Independence
celebrate
Day.
That.
It's not Independence Day. For those who are saying it is, it is not Mexican Independence Day. And would you believe that most Mexicans don't know that?
Maybe that's why, to be honest with you, maybe that's why I've thought that, because the people that I've asked directly, like, what is this day? I significantly know that I was told, like, it's nothing at all.
No, it is.
Now I believe you, because why would it be such a big deal?
So September the 16th is Mexican Independence Day from Spain.
Okay.
But May 5th, it's a historical important date, because that was a date that a small group of settlers, peasants, can you call them peasants? They defended their country from an invasion of French soldiers on that date in time history.
Well, I learned something new today.
You can Google it if you don't believe me, y'all, because there are still people who are trying to say, no, that's Independence Day, and it's not. I know it's not.
There you have it.
Can I open that box right there?
Oh my gosh. You've been waiting on this moment.
Well, here's the thing. I kind of got into it a few minutes ago, because Jason over at Cog Hill challenged me and Ryan.
What does that say?
To Longhorn Luster.
Love Ryan the Roaster?
That does say love. Why did he say love?
L is for the way he looks at you.
That does say love. Listen, with Ryan,
baby.
With Ryan, you never know what you're going to get, though.
Only one.
You might want to watch out.
You missed the whole thing.
Okay, Jamie, I can't see.
What are you drinking?
I can't see. It's taller than I am. There.
Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for you and Ryan the Roaster.
All right, this says read before you open the gift. So I have to read all of this, I guess. No. No.
That's an invoice.
No, this is a note, and it's typed.
Oh, I got some. This has my name on it.
Dear Lester, King of Longhorns, a.k.a. Longhard Lester. I did not come up with that one. I sincerely hope that you and Jamie enjoy the coffee. Do not steal the burlap sacks. They're for Jamie. Okay?
I might have seen a video on that part.
As you may or may not know, a hobby of mine is helping to create fundraising ideas for creators. Your gift is a part of an idea I like to call Lunch for the Longhorns. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that you create an account. Is this for me to read here or for me to read in private?
I don't know.
So I think that Ryan's trying to promote his business. Here's what he's trying to do.
Good for Ryan.
There you go, Ryan.
This is Ryan the Roaster, and Ryan the Roaster roast coffee, the Cog Hill coffee. And It's probably been over a year ago that he sent us the first batch, and he has been stocking our coffee ever since. And
Babe, I finished reading, and what I thought. Okay, so it started where I thought it was a friendly letter, and then it turned into what I thought was Ryan trying to promote his business in this letter. Come to find out, he's actually trying to get me to create a business.
Aww.
But he says it's only going to be successful if I will wear the outfit provided. So here's what Ryan just took us all on this.
Hold on a second. He mentioned burlap sacks. So does he want you to wear burlap sacks? Because I want those. I have personal goals and things to do for those burlap sacks.
Let's just find the outfit he wants me to put on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hit you with this. Okay. What in the world?
Wait. Is that the outfit? Why is it so small?
What is it? It says men's underwear.
Let's reread the letter as you open the gift. As you may or may not know, a hobby of mine is helping to create fundraising ideas for creators. Your gift is part of an idea I like to call lunch for Longhorns. So what I'm thinking is you create a calendar where each month you pose with the outfit provided, along with the cowboy hat and boots, riding various animals on your farm. I'm fully confident that you would be able to generate substantial calendar sales using this method provided. I'll drop a spreadsheet below to show you the possibilities. I have full confidence you'll be able to reach those numbers with the outfit provided.
Can I ask one question? So is this part here the reason that girls do not wear thongs?
Yeah.
Because of that, where that's going to go.
Yeah, your butt cheeks are going to eat that.
So that's why girls don't want to wear a thong anymore. That's why girls stop.
You're going to feel that in your eyeballs. And that's not
Ryan,
because it's on your head.
I promise
for the
you,
record.
whatever success you may have from other clients who wear your outfits and make substantial revenue.
And put this on top of your clothes for everybody. You must model what you receive.
My boss always told me you never refuse a gift, and you must wear it at least once. Oh my gosh.
Where are you going to put that?
Put what? The thing is, I feel like it's a little bit twisted.
Welcome. Just welcome.
Listen, the
fact that Ryan thinks that he should wear that while riding anything.
Move, Trixie. You're not going to wear it.
Just says so much about.
Why is it twisting like that?
Welcome to women's world. Yeah.
The camera's too high. You got to turn it down a little bit. Trixie, stop. Trixie, you're not wearing it.
Now we're gonna kick that off.
Trixie, you're not wearing it. Okay, like this.
Yeah.
Okay, you can put the camera right now, I think. Okay, Ryan.
Spin around.
Huh?
Spin around.
Do I have to?
Yes. Give him the 360.
Is it buried in me? Is it buried in me? I can't see back there.
No one can see it. Trust me.
Is it buried in me? That's my worry. Okay. All right. So how much did I earn? Ryan, $199. Who sent me $199? Tanya Dawson. Thank you, sweet lady. Jamie, I just earned myself $1.
All I want to know is, how did Ryan know this existed? And is this something that like, does he run these things by his wife? Does he like, hey, do you think Lester would look good in this? And as he tried it on, did he put this one on before it came to you? Like, is this a shared piece of repurposed clothing?
I do not know any of those things. Okay.
All I know is your ice bucket challenge just got way better.
Oh,
right now. It'll probably all fit. It's probably gonna be great.
Thank you. Look, there's $19.99 now, Jamie. I gotta keep dancing, Jamie. Give me a beat.
I got nothing for you.
Give me a beat. Give me a beat. Jamie, give me some kind of a beat to dance to. I'm trying to.
Where is the hand that can like pull things?
You mean the
hook? I need a freaking hook. The
why
shepherd
is it
hook.
going into a little line like that?
Why does it all go into a little line? Welcome to being
I
a
don't
woman.
know. I want it to stay cover me.
You do, but it's not gonna.
Why is it going into?
And then just wait until it.
I like these on my hips. So
it
I like
eats your
these.
soul all the way up, and then you can feel it in your eyeballs later too. And then when you got to go peel it out, you can feel it all come out, all of it.
Well, I like this part over here.
Do you?
Yeah, that would be kind of nice, but nothing else. Okay, can I sit down now?
God, I hope my grandma's already in bed. Like so bad, so bad.
Ryan sent us some coffee as well. So Ryan, thank you. He also sent a little. He sent a, I guess, a quotable quote.
Oh, look how cool these are.
And it
Oh,
says,
I have big
Lester,
plans for
I
these.
feel like this one's for you. I hope it speaks to you the way it speaks to me. And it says, tend to your vital heart, and all that you worry about will be solved. Thank you,
That's
Ryan.
sweet.
Tend to your vital heart, and all that you worry about will be solved.
All right. So Ryan sent me one that says, Jamie, looking through my notes of encouragement, I felt like this one was for you. I pray and hope that it will speak to you and bring you the freedom it has brought me. I'm going to cry. I can't even read it.
You okay?
Yeah.
I hope you find acceptance, the kind that rings through your bones, the kind that quiets the voice inside of you that tells you that you're not good enough or that you're falling behind. I hope you forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made, for the past you keep alive inside of you. I hope you learn to let go of the things you had to do in order to heal or to grow or to survive. You're doing your best. You're human. And please never forget that.
How come it makes you laugh and makes me cry?
Well, I think that's pretty powerful. I'm actually
Thanks,
jealous.
Ryan.
I'm jealous because I wanted yours. Why do I have to have I have a vital, I have a tender, I'm so tender.
Because
I have tender soul. My tender soul.
you're tender from your thong.
Yeah, why do I have to be the tender one over here? Why can't I be the warrior, the survivor, the overcomer, the one?
It's because I have to survive you. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. That was really sweet.
Ryan, you're wonderful. You're a good friend.
If you haven't checked out Ryan's channel, I think he's on Facebook and YouTube. Is that
Ryan.
correct? And Ryan offers positive, very insightful, deep thoughts and conversation.
Testimonies.
Yes.
Scriptures. Ryan devotional, like a daily devotional kind of a thing.
But it's very insightful. It's not just like a read it path. It's not like that.
No, he's always working in his shop.
I can smell his shop in his videos. The same, like this box right here, you can smell this box. The scent of coffee is just stunning. Even the burlap sack has a very unique, just it smells amazing. But that was really thoughtful and sweet. And thank you for that. But do they live near where we're going in September?
I'm certainly have to live fairly close. I don't know.
I hope to be able to meet Ryan and his wife in person.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be neat to have dinner with them. That would be really fun.
Well, all I can say is this right here, Jamie. Carrie Marshall says, all I can think is shake that ass for me. Carrie Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Carrie.
We're getting kicked off for sure.
Yeah. But you know what? Look what time it is. Our hour is up anyway.
Probably best.
I don't exactly know the name of Ryan's channel. Is it Ryan the Roaster?
I think so.
I think it's just Ryan. My phone's charging. I drove Lex back to his mom's today, and so that was 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And my phone, I had my YouTube going most of the time, watching videos and stuff. I do believe.
Oh, I just spelled that wrong.
I do believe
it is. It's Ryan the
yeah,
Roaster.
Ryan the Roaster.
Yeah.
France. There you go.
So it looks
Ryan
like
the
that
Roaster.
on Facebook. And then
He's
on
a nice guy.
Super nice guy. Very insightful and very thoughtful. Obviously, to send Lester such a prestigious gift. Not just once. You know that he's also the guy who sent Lester the pink fringe with white leotard workout outfit as well.
Yeah, Ryan has issues. Let's just face it.
There's Ryan the Roaster on YouTube.
Ryan
doesn't have issues.
Ryan has to have issues. He must have some kind of like
he's wanting you to get into, he's trying to help you make money, and he sent you the tool to do it. It's very thoughtful.
Ryan, I think I made a little bit of change up there, Jamie.
Yeah.
Now,
his shop is in Selma. Okay. I don't think that's that far from where we're going, right? Selma to Jemison.
I don't know. I just feel kind of like violated, like I'm like an object of desire, and it makes me feel a little bit lesser.
Does it?
I mean, I would like to know that you guys come here for my brains, not for my pink thong. You make me feel used. You make me feel cheap, okay? Even though
really,
I guess when I look up there and see the dollars, I guess I'll go ahead and just, you know what? It is what it is. What, Jamie? This was Ryan's idea.
I feel like this is where I should be like, this is my exit.
This was Ryan's idea.
This is it. This is here.
Can you pull my tag off? No. This is what you always do. Can you pull my tag off?
I do not do that. I do not do that ever.
You
actually,
don't ever do that. Is the tag off?
Turn around. Yep, it's off.
Is it not lined up straight?
Oh, it's straight.
Poor women. Now I get it. Now I get why thongs are no longer a big deal. That's why the thongs went out of style.
It gives you washing instructions. You have to wash that by hand in case you needed to know.
Oh.
It was tested by number 8.
Oh, it was tested by number 8.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was a woman or a man.
Maybe both.
That was funny. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan's good. I do believe that we would get along wonderful. Ryan, Jason, and myself would have a lot of fun.
Agreed. So it's about 45 minutes north of there, but if we're flying into Birmingham, Selma would be about halfway to Petals from the Past. So that might be fun.
I got to stop reading the comments because now I'm going to start blushing.
Yeah.
So, well, listen, we have had, Sharon Peters. Hold on, Jamie.
We'll be building another stall before we know it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm working for stall money. Why does
it keep going so thin up front?
I don't know.
What the hell is happening to you?
I don't know. What do they call it? Camel toe? Do I got camel toe now?
You can't have a camel toe.
Do I have camel toe now? Would you put these dollars on me if I just like do this? Like, don't. Jane, put dollars on me. You got to look at me. You can't look away.
I don't want to look.
Look at me when you put them dollars in there.
I don't want to look.
Why?
Because...
Why will you not look at me?
Why are you doing? What in the hell is going on?
Put the dollars where they go. Put the dollars there.
I can't see it.
The longer you, hurry! I cannot stand here forever.
Oh my God!
I can't sit.
That chair's gonna fall apart.
Hurry up!
Stop it!
Is there any more money coming in there? This is all for nothing.
They all want it to end.
They
all want it to go away.
That's what you did, Ryan. I hope you're proud of yourself.
So much for a calendar.
No, this is the worst thing. Time out. All honesty.
The worst thing is there's gonna be a screenshot of that purple freaking string right there in my face. It looks like a freaking
someone with camel toe. So no, here's what's so funny. And it's also so sad. We're having fun, y'all. We're having fun. We're friends who are hanging out having fun, right? When this live is over, at some point, YouTube will do some analytics. And it's going to say something like, uh-oh, you lost 29 people in today's live. You might want to try to reconnect, or it's going to find some way to nicely let you know that your live was a complete failure and that you've lost 25 followers or 25 subscribers. And then poor Jamie's channel she'll get the same message.
Oh, I'll probably have 100 less.
Uh-oh. YouTube is very nice. They're very nice how I'm sure.
Oh, they can spin it in the most politically correct way. It seems that there must have been something that your audience didn't align with. No, they didn't want to see the pink freaking
but I'm
survey
so sorry.
flag dangling in your ear and flapping in your ear. That's what it looks like, a survey flag. You know what I'm talking about? The pink little plasticky like
Google or YouTube. No, they have a very nice way of telling you that sorry, you're not. Here's one that I think you've seen before. Your video is underperforming. Your video is underperforming.
Normal
your average
viewers are selecting
not to watch this.
Yeah, are choosing not to watch your video.
Which it'll also say is the reason why you're not getting as much reach. Yeah. Your viewers are choosing not to watch.
Basically, none of your regular people want to watch it, so we ain't letting anybody else watch it either.
Every YouTuber knows these messages that we get. Boy, you don't like to see those because it makes you second guess yourself. Like, what did I do wrong? Well, tonight we know what I did wrong. Tonight we know it was Ryan's fault. Tonight, Ryan the Roaster stuck it to us real good, which is why he said open on a live. Oh, because he knows, Jamie, he knows that if this was on a regular video, I would just probably edit some of that out. Just edit it out.
Oh, I would edit that out.
You would edit that out?
Yeah.
You would? Well, anyway, no regrets on me. No regrets over here. If I lost 29 people, then you know what? I think I'm better off without them, Jamie. I'm better off without them.
You know what? We had fun.
Finally streamline this
Ryan,
page
that
down
was
to a group
very
of friends
clever.
who belong to each other.
Just remember that we're coming to Alabama, and that means that we're going to figure out where that Ryan the Roaster shop is.
Yes.
And that we might leave remnants of things. You know,
don't forget, we found Jeff's remnants whenever he said the jail motel.
Yeah. So
and we don't mind sharing that with everybody, what kind of things we find.
So you just never know what might pop up while we're in town. Just saying.
True. But Ryan, your taste and what you find as tasteful from the things that he sent me.
Yeah, it's a lot of pink.
Shake weights, lots of pink, lacy, frilly kind of things.
Tells us a lot about Ryan.
And then of course now we got the G-string. And
listen,
thank you, Ryan.
That's a G rope.
That's a G. That is a rope. That's not
it's a G rope.
That's not a string.
That's that rope.
That's a rope. Thank God I'm wearing shorts under it. Is all I'm saying. Because I can't imagine how that would feel.
That rope burn would be something. That's all I'm gonna say.
But that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with us. Thank you for loving Roman and Val and making it possible to get their stalls done. Like I said, we went ahead and paid for that. And so we will have 2 stalls completed, hopefully by this upcoming weekend. And we are very, very, very blessed. And I know that the horses who've lived, Roman especially, who's lived a really difficult life, is able to live his best life for however many years he has left here. He is going to be happy, and he's already showing off with how excited he is about, look what I got. Look at, he knows, guys. He just knows. Yeah. And then we'll eventually work on down a little bit to get Talus and Rita and Gemma the stall themselves. And then we're going to keep going to make sure we have a place for if Jamie's horses ever come over, then they'll all have a place to go out of the weather, out of the heat. And I will say this too. We thought that the horses might continue to use their summer barn, the pole barn, more, but believe it or not, they're actually preferring to go inside of the stable.
They like the enclosure.
It has a wind tunnel effect. It's created kind of a wind tunnel, and it's actually nice and cool in there.
Yes.
Now, we haven't had any 90-degree temperatures yet either. We've only been up to close to 90 a couple of times. But the horses go in there and hang out in there throughout the day. Yeah. So they're choosing to hang out there instead of their open summer barn.
Eventually we'll get fans and things in there once we get electricity run. But today, stalls, and we have lights now. So,
yep.
You know.
Yes, we do.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time. Anyway, we're super blessed to have you guys hanging out with us. Thank you for being who you are. And I'll let Jamie wrap it up, and then I'll start the video back to the same place where we started the live tonight so they can see what you did with Roman's feet.
Y'all, thank you so much for giving us the greatest gift of all, which is your time. We are so blessed to have you on this journey with us, to come laugh, love, and just feel. We hope you stay safe, stay well, and we will catch you on the next video.
All right, this is good. Y'all watch this. On the porch of the RV, the JL Motel. And as I'm sitting here working on a video, I'm looking across at Jamie with Roman. A little bit jealous. I'm a little bit jealous. That's my horse. And there's Val, who's my other horse. But that's not the point. The thing is, Jamie is actually working around the feet of Roman. He's letting her pick up his feet. And that is something that I never thought I would see. We saw how Courtney struggled when she come out to do his hooves. That's our farrier. And she struggled tremendously and was only able to get a little bit around the front feet, and he wouldn't let her touch his back. And Jamie is over there brushing all, I think you guys call them the feathers, all of the fluffy stuff. And I think that's a huge step. That's like a huge step. Guys, I'm not trying to be a pee pat, but I guess I am. I guess I am pee patting her. But no, I joke and say that Roman's my horse because I love him. But no, these horses belong to us. So in saying so, that what she's doing right there by being able to get down around his feet is a huge step in the right direction. And yeah, maybe I'm a little bit jealous, but it's jealous in a good way. And you're supposed to be supportive of your partners, even if it's sometimes like, why does the dog choose you over me? Why does the cat want to sleep on your side of the bed? It's not really jealousy, y'all. It's just a fun way to jab at each other. Look at what she's doing, though. That's amazing. Bug spray, brushing, and he's letting her, he's allowed, look at that. He's giving her his feet. Well, I'm not going to walk over and mess everything up. I'm just going to stand here and huff and puff. Now that's beautiful.
Survivor. I'm a survivor, survivor. Who will be the ultimate survivor? Let's find out when you spend a day in our shoes. All you creators, our sanctuary is waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor, survivor. I'm a survivor.